Alright, here we go. I'm back in the tiny room and it's time for us to play our own game. So, I'm not going to be enjoying the chat with anyone during. I'm going to go on Zen mode in the game. Let me just see. Yeah, that looks all good. Microphone's working. Let's enjoy. Just close a few tabs. The front room has got the worst connection ever. It's super weak, but I hope this holds. Alright, D4, let's go. Just check microphone, everything's working. Yeah. Alright, gotta try not to get distracted by the OBS connecting, disconnecting messages. Okay, so my opponent is supposed to play D5 or Knight F6 mostly. Knight F6 could mean a few things. It could mean we're up for a Benko actually, we'll see in a second. We could also still transpose into like a open Catalan, I think, based on just kind of looking at the general games that they used to play. Obviously they could have cooked up something completely different for this game. Okay, interesting. E6 and none of that. I was actually kind of looking forward to that. I thought it'd be quite fun. Okay, I think we're just gonna go and develop. So this is probably going to go into like an open Catalan then. I put up Knight F3. Let's see. I'm expecting D5 in this position. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Actually, a teammate of mine and online community friend Gary played a really nice QGD on the white side, and they didn't exchange, they just developed and it looked really good. So I did think, oh, maybe I should try and give that a go again. It's been a long time, but let's just play our game. It's going to be a Catalan. I'm expecting them to take the pawn at this point. Could be something else, but based on what they've done in the other games, this is what we would see happening in this case, I guess. I think me and my opponent actually played each other like 4 years ago. And I think I was white back then as well. But I played e4 back then, and I think they went Sicilian. I didn't want to play an open Sicilian, so I made a closed Sicilian. But looking back at my game, I don't actually recognize any of the moves. I was really confused. I was like, why did I play this? What's going on here? So let's think of it as growth. I think I've gotten a little bit wiser, maybe better, but at least wiser about chess in general. Although in chess, maybe it's the same thing. Who knows? So yeah, they're taking their time. I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe they didn't really do any special prep. In terms of preparing for our games, there are various camps on this in the community. Some people like to do heavy prep, look up their opponent's games, kind of figure out what might happen. I used to be in that camp, down to the point of like looking for mistakes that they usually make and trying to like pick a line where they might go wrong out of habit. But I think there's a level of prep that's sufficient, and then anything after that, I think you're kind of just wasting your time, clutching at straws, or kind of not even playing your own game anymore. Alright, they do take the pawn. Not much to think about there. I'm gonna fianchetto, and I'm expecting them to play c6 in this position probably. This is still related to what they've played in many other games. Not to say that they're going to lose, because I know kind of how they do the opening, right? Unless there's a clear mistake, we're probably just going to end up in an opening line that I looked up before the game a bit, and maybe they didn't, but since it's a line that they play a lot, probably shouldn't be a big problem. There are some other lines. Actually, I have played this exact line on the black side, and then I played bishop e4 in this position, and that was 2 seasons ago, something like that. That's actually where I started to get interested in the Catalan, because I had to prep the black side against someone with it, and they went wrong kind of in the middle, at the late middle game, and I won. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is exactly the line that I was prepping last time. And then after that I played someone else, and I didn't like, they basically played the Slav, and so I didn't know what to play against the Slav, and so having done kind of some review on how the Catalan works. I just ended up kind of playing the Catalan for the first time at that point. That was really fun as well. Alright, no big considerations here either. It's the open. I'm gonna just block with my bishop. Okay, and now because they've played the move order that they have, they can't take my pawn anymore. There's a different move order where my pawn is still kind of weak. I think that would be the d5 e6 move order where they take right away, and then maybe I play g3. I'm not so sure, but anyway, there's a move order here where they check, and if you block with your bishop, your pawn is hanging, so they take. Oh, actually, that's after c6 and a knight e5. That's what I'm thinking about. Oh, interesting. The c5 line. Okay, so what you don't want to do in this case is you don't want to give... You don't want to give black an easy time just taking your extra pawn or cleaning up their bishop or their pawns for them very easily. Especially because if I clean up and, for instance, try to like check, it does nothing. So in this line, I think what to do. I think I am allowed to take if I want to. I think I'm also allowed to block if I really want to, but what to now? I think there's also a version of taking and then just playing knight e5. That opens up the pressure on the diagonal. That also allows me potentially to catch this pawn, and they could push it, in which case I could check. And I don't really remember exactly what I want to do in this move order, to be honest. I think what I don't want to do is I don't want to let them just take it. You know, there they just get another pawn and it's a little bit dangerous for me. So I either take, which is okay. Don't think it's exactly what I want to do, but it's probably fine. They can take. I can still pick up all of these pawns, right? So we could get into a very symmetrical position. I can also just castle, and then they take. They still have their one extra pawn. I've got pressure here. I have to pick up this pawn with like knight a3 maybe. The reason is they can't take right away, right? Because the bishop would hang. I could also force them to take, I guess. But, you know, between a3 and castles is obviously much nicer. Oh man, I do not remember this line very well. So it's take, or it's castle. I think it's really the only moves I'm looking at here. I don't think it's take this way. This is probably a move, but I just don't really like it. Although I guess if I do take, I push off their c-pawn, so I at least would have the DE pawns afterwards. I can also take and then just like go here. Oh, Andande, you're putting the onus on me to know what I want to do, eh? And I don't really know what I want to do. Taking is probably not what I want to do. This way. castle. They take, I take, they take, I take. Hmm. Probably want to put my knight on c3, so I don't really want to do this. Well, no, I probably don't. This could actually be a little bit of a trick, because if they take this way, and then I check over here, they have to block with the knight to protect the bishop. But I can actually take the knight, and then I'd still be hitting the queen. The queen would probably move up. It is possible to go down 2 pawns in the Catalan. Probably depends on the line a little bit, but just not really a fan of cleaning up their pawns for them, you know? I can take, and then I can check, and if they block with their knight, I can jump in, and then I'm triple attacking that knight over there. They've got a check. No, they don't. They don't have a check there. Yeah, but they've got this move by the queen. Knight's defending it. And I would have to take with my bishop then to get the check. Oh, actually, that would be pretty flippin' amazing for me. Okay. I'm getting some feelings that this might actually not be the worst. Take here. And if they block with their bishop, I guess I just take a pawn, pressuring this pawn. They bring their bishop out though. Not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, this is all about the move order for it, really. I like the way it breaks down in certain ways, but I can't guarantee it. You know, they could block with their bishop here, and then I'm just kind of not doing much. Knight e5 does feel kind of good then in that case first, just to put the knight out, because I really want to, given that they've opened up this diagonal so much more. Whoa, goodness. It's probably fine to castle, but... If I jump up, they take, I take back with my knight. I'm hitting this pawn. They can't move the b pawn. They can't jump up because I take, and then again. Go here. So I'm liking knight e5 more and more the longer I look at it, hey. It is the more aggressive move. It would still be a pawn down though, they're obviously here. If they, for instance, like, I don't know, jump their knight out, I don't specifically want to trade, so I'm taking here probably. Take. I guess their knight's blocking up the defense of the thing now. I would be the one that would have more activity. Yo, I'm liking 95. The longer I'm looking at it. And I'm looking at it quite a while. What if they bring out their queen? And they take the pawn with their queen? Then my knight is in trouble. I got a check, which they can block in various ways. Probably they're going to block it here because there's just so much more to take. They take again. That's not good for me, unfortunately. Maybe I have to just allow this and get this 4-on-2 for black and then just try and crush it. Otherwise just castle out of the way. Castle. They take here, I guess. I can take with my queen and then, like, you know, I can take here. But I don't know, this jump feels kind of awkward. I would prefer, I don't know, taking with my queen. I'm just a pawn down with the endgame. That sucks. If I take with my knight and they take, I guess I can take back this pawn directly. If I take with my knight and they defend their pawn first, I can jump out and open up the file. That's actually great for me. So this b-pawn can't go anywhere just yet, yeah? This pawn can't get defended, so I guess I castle, they take. I take with my knight then, so I can take here with my knight again. Yeah, probably they're not going to be doing too much effort on it. And if I castle and they just take the pawn, obviously they can't, so that's not a problem. Still a pawn down in those lines though. If that's the case, I might as well just take. I lose control of this square here. The default's open, but I don't know if that's the biggest problem. Take here. Symmetrical position, but I have a better... I don't like this. Take here, I take with my queen. They put their knight out maybe. So much pressure on that pawn. I would have to take eventually anyway. And then I still want to take back here. Oh man, the more I look at it, the more I say I kind of have to take. And just give them this pawn situation. Unexpected. I guess they're castling afterwards, so here they can easily castle and just make things easier for themselves. Maybe I want to get the check in first. Depends on what they stop it with. If they stop it with the knight, I feel I've got something. I can triple attack it. Yeah, that's the line I saw with this. If they stop it with, if they block with the bishop, I can take the pawn. This pawn is weak. They can defend, but if I open up, then I've got this square code. Oh, I have to take the bishop? Wow, look, this is what happens if you don't remember your theory for the first like 5 moves of the game. Okay. guess that's what's gonna happen now. Feels like it's the wrong thing to do, but I just don't see here. They attack my queen and just take the next pawn. Maybe they castle. Basically the only thing I have that I'm kind of looking at is the fact that their light square bishop is the weaker bishop on the board. Mine is good. That's kind of the only thing that actually is the difference in that line. I will collect the pawns, I think, and our pawn structure will be kind of symmetrical. I mean, there is a version here where I actually end up going up a pawn, but probably not really, right? That's probably not the case. Okay, so the move I'm thinking, I'm going to take, they're going to take back, I'm going to check. If they stop with the knight, that's the one I can't take the pawn immediately. I have to attack the front pawn or I have to attack the knight. If I attack the knight, it's pinned to the king, it's triple, quadruple attacked, and if they try and trade off queens, I can take with my bishop first, which is a check, and if they take back, I can take with my queen again, which is another check. And the king has to run somewhere, or they have to give me the knight, the rook. And they eventually have a check here where they can push this pawn. But I don't think that's a big deal, because I can block with my knight, and even if they take here, I don't think there's any immediate problems. I can castle, and I can probably clean things up. If they block with their bishop, which is what I'm kind of thinking about expecting here, I take the first pawn, and then maybe they're going to try and make us trade, which is I'm not a big fan of, but this putting the bishop here is obviously a bit inconvenient for the knight in that case, so maybe I take the next pawn as well, and then I'm actually up a pawn, which feels incorrect. Seems like they wouldn't do that. Here, they can jump there, I take, yeah, okay, enough thinking. I think I spent like 12, 13, 14 minutes on that. Let's go. Oh man, maybe they fell asleep while they were waiting for me to move. Apologies then there. Yes. Interesting position. Oh. C5. I actually did look, like I said at the start of the game, I did look at the open Catalan a bit because I know that it's one of the potential ways the game could go. And I specifically remember, this was probably yesterday, I was looking, I was like, oh, there's a C5 line. I was like, they play C6, I'm not going to worry about the C5 line. And here we are. Yeah, and obviously after this check in the block, I know they also have a lot of other moves. You know, this is a move, this is a move, this is a move. They can spread out their knight, I think, is a move. Going with the C pawn is quite thematic though. Alright, so I think this is potentially wrong, but this is kind of what I've seen, right? So this is what we're going for. I don't think there's any massive mistake with this. I'm checking, I want to take the pawns off the board, I want to get my queen a little bit more active. Alright, so there's two ways I'm expecting this to go. If it's the knight, we jump alright out, and we're putting immense pressure here. Okay, so it's this, I think, and then this knight is just very, very attacked. And I'm actually thinking I might even take with my bishop, because I think that would be the one, the take immediately gives me a check, whereas if I go with the knight take, they can put something behind the knight, and then I'm not so sure things are so good for me. Alright, so here we go. This is still what I saw. Now what? They can take here, I take here, but I will take with my bishop because I want the immediate activity. If the king moves somewhere, I wonder if I could even... no, not quite. Maybe this threatens mate though. Because they're obviously gonna, if they take with their queen, right, they're coming at my b pawn. So maybe this was not the right way to go, but I think this would give them a moment to think. My critical line is taking with the bishop, because it's an immediate check. Okay, this way I can take their bishop, queen takes, then I can take, oh, then that's problematic. Now also obviously this is hanging. So take, bishop takes, take, take, take. Yeah, I did look at this and I thought that that should be good for me, but maybe, oops, sorry, maybe they want to take with the pawn. I still have 2 attackers though. Alright, so I don't know, nothing's really changed for me that much. I'm still going ahead. I'm still thinking this is kind of scary, but this is the plan. Also here, obviously, if they move their queen somewhere else, you know, a little bit scary. I can go here, looking at that, but I won't get it. They might get to trade off my... I wonder. So I mean, they're not going to take with their bishop, right? They're going to take an in-between move. And then my queen's the one that's kind of in danger, maybe. And I'm defending a knight that's not defendable. So I can take the pair here, then the queen comes out. If they make us straight, they just up a million pawns. That's dangerous for me. I can take once, they can come out. I can take another pawn. Maybe they take with their bishop. Then here, then the queen needs to be defended once at least. Then take, I'll take, maybe they take with the queen, I take, maybe they take with the rook. And then they've got a very active rook. But I still have the d pawn. We still have these 4 pawns on the queen side. And with the queens off the board, I can probably... What can I do? This is the square that I need to defend, right? Here... This knight jump, if I go back, would, you know, put me in some trouble as well. Wow, I wonder if this is just kind of an interesting way to play it. So I take the knight, they play the queen out. I take the pawn, they take with the bishop. I take the next pawn, they defend the queen behind. I take the bishop, they take with their queen, I take the queen, they take with their rook. This is all, this is all off the board. And black has a more active rook for the pawn I have. I have to defend this square here, so maybe knight A, and I probably want to play this, but I also probably want to play this because that knight jump is going to be very problematic. Otherwise I just castle. Alright, we're going for it. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm expecting queen c7. Oh, actually, they could go queen c8 as well. Oh my goodness! What? Oh wow, okay, did I miss something massive? So I mean, this is a check, and you're probably gonna take, and then I take, and your queen has, your king has to like run in circles, because if you block with your knight, then I guess. And then you're coming in here, so I'm probably gonna run back and take a quick pawn. Alternatively, maybe I just sit here and say have the pawns, but you're not allowed to castle. But then you're probably gonna steamroll me. Okay. Anyway, this is the way the game has broken down, so I'm gonna have to take. I really thought that they would play an in-between move and just move their queen out of the way because my queen can't move. Okay, I can take this pawn instead, but this is with check. I mean, check is normally good, right? They can't block with their queen because I take the rook. With check again. And I can still defend this pawn here, and I'm on the diagonal. I could also not defend the pawn. I could just castle, and then, I don't know, where would the king be in that case? If they take, I can take a pawn here with check again. Wow, I'm very surprised by this. Okay, interesting. Alright, the other option is I just take this pawn here. And I say I don't really care about taking all your pawns. Although if they take this one, then I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, I guess I'm jumping. The point of taking this pawn first would be to get knight c3 and because then even if they push my queen around, I can go here, and they've got 3 isolated pawns versus my 2 pawns. The pawn is defended here, and I can castle, and things should be safe. Wow, so this is actually looking like a great move. This move is the obvious one. You have to move your king up, or you have to draw, you know, I guess you're going to move your king up probably. That's dangerous though, because then I get both rooks, but if I want it. But a little bit scary, to be honest. Otherwise I just drop back. I'm liking taking the b pawn a lot more, to be honest. They can't castle. If they push my queen around with their rook, I can sit here, this pawn drops, but I can still take these pawns. I can take here and then I can take here, or I can just take here and run back, defending all the pawns. Get this. They get this jump on me. How much does this matter? Take here, knight out here, knight here. What do? I guess I go here, attacking, they defend it. I attack it again. It has to move somewhere. Then I get this, but this pawn is hanging. Alright, so take, queen. Take here, they take here. This is the problem. What can I do about that problem? Not much. I can sack the knight, I guess. Okay, so I can sack the exchange. I can take here, and after this I can go here, and if they take the pawn threatening this, I can just jump my knight in and sack it. And then we've all got some isolated pawns, but I've got a rook for a knight. Okay, and if they block with their own knight, I want to keep the king from castling, but they'll put the rook out behind the b pawn. So if they defend with their knight, maybe I should just take the other pawn. Just be up a pawn. And then this knight is going to have to jump out this way, I guess, because I still don't have the b pawn. They can defend it in quite a few nice ways. I can at least stop it if I have to. I'll probably just develop rather though. I really like this move, but if they push my queen around first, I don't know. I guess here, and then I can take this. I'm still threatening the check, so maybe you castle first, because if you take here, then I take here with check. You still have only 2 ways to block. Right out behind the rook. Where's my queen? Here. Then I've got this jump. Yeah, but they can castle. I like this, but I don't know if it works. Here they attack me, I sit here. Wait, is that my problem? Here they attack me, I sit here, they castle, and they've got a million doubled pawns, but I'm gonna struggle to defend this pawn a little bit, I guess. Oh, right, because they can also get onto these squares, my queen has to move. So maybe this is the move, and then if they go with the queen, I take once, and here, and then I sack the exchange. If they go with the knight, I can sit here, they defend the pawn. Yeah, obviously these pawns are the problem, so taking this pawn is really exciting, but although the knight sack is pretty good. That seems kind of good still, because they'll have this, but it's isolated pawns, so it's not so strong. That honestly makes me want to do this though. So here, and they take my pawn directly. I guess I'm just developing. And after I develop, I can get my rook out as well. I can still castle. Here with the knight, I have to take that pawn anyway. But this is the pawn I want to take, really, because I want to play this. Here with the knight here. Here with the queen. If they block with the queen, I kind of have to take the rook. Take the rook, go here. They take here, I sack my knight back. What would you do? Which would you go for? Oh my goodness, guys. Alright, I will say though, I'm not sure Black has played the I don't think me taking was the optimal move, although I didn't like the others and I didn't know what it was good for. I don't think Black did the optimal way either, so maybe this is a good chance for all of us. If I do nothing, they castle. If I take here, oh, this is what I also didn't, oh well, that's actually not so bad, I guess. Take here, here, and then they're just isolated. I can just kind of put here, they can push my knight around, but you know, I'm not against. And obviously I can come in here. I can even take back with my king if I need to. Just put it in front of the isolated pawns. Alright, let's make a move. Let's make a decision by 20 minutes. This is taking too long. What didn't I like? I didn't like this. And then what? What was the move here I didn't like? Here. Oh, the problem for me with this one is after they push me, I can't go here. Because that knight hits me if I go here. Oh, I guess I could just take the second pawn though. This was the problem, yeah? Here, here. Alternative, I get a check. And I can definitely pick up this pawn. And then I'm just up a pawn. But Black is the one with immediate activity. And I still can't actually move my knight around, unfortunately. Maybe, I mean, if they jump the knight there, it's not actually a big problem either. And I don't want to drop this pawns. I can take here, I can here, if they push me, I can run backwards. Maybe I can go sit here. So I'm basically doing like 3 steps. In that case, maybe I should just do it with 1 step. This knight jump is the one that upsets me. Otherwise, I just let them take it. Here, here, knight jump here, they take the pawn, I get mine out. Finally, they take, I take, we all have isolated pawns on the c-file. Who's better? No one knows. Here, they block with their queen. I have to take the rook, right? Take the rook, king up. Go here, this is the critical one I'm worried about. I'll sack, so maybe I'll just do this then. They can't take directly because I'm coming in with check. They block with their knight. I take here. Maybe they castle. Maybe I castle. A knight from there can push me once. I'd love to take the B. I want to take the B pawn. This is why I'm not doing this yet. I want to take the B pawn because I want to play this, right? So the problem with the B pawn is that it looks a bit too tricky. Okay, I'll do the obvious move then. I'm already out of tea. Tough love. I wish I had some tea already. Can someone go get me some tea, please? I think my wife's having a nap, so that's not going to happen. We went for a really nice walk around Osaka Castle. Alright, they do block with the knight. I think I have to take one of those pawns now, though. It's kind of like, I have to. And then I can try and like get things together. Because if I don't, if I just castle straight and they come at me, yeah, I can come here, but then after that pawn moves, I don't know. I guess, well, actually, if I castle straight away, what can they do? They castle, probably. Then I can still take. And take, but I want to take everything, so should I take first? Should I castle first? After this move, they have a potential check as well. That's kind of uncomfortable for me. If they push, take, they kind of just liquidate the pawns. And then for me to defend that knight from the side, I have to go here. Push your pawn. I take. You probably take. I come back. You push again. Back. I get to keep black from castling, but they get to put a pawn on my second rank. That is dangerous. Maybe I just have to take the pawn now. Then I'm threatening this one. I can defend here. Yeah, I think it's just take. Here they put a rook here. I don't think that's the biggest worry, to be honest. Here they have to castle first. I castle. I can still defend this pawn from the side, and actually this rook would be stuck behind my knight, so that's actually really bad. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna just take this pawn. Just say thank you. Take. I'm happy to trade being up a pawn. Alright. Sorry again. Second move where I spent like 10 minutes or something to decide how to go. So let's do a little recap quickly. So I played into an open cat lane, which I expected, but then they played bishop e4, which I didn't quite expect, and c5, which I definitely didn't expect. I didn't remember this at all. I took, I checked, and they blocked with a knight, and then they came in and took with a bishop, which I was surprised by, so this is the situation. Okay, they do want to get activity. So my point was that I can just take this pawn, and then, you know, I can get my knight out. If you attack me again, I go here. I'm also stopping you from castling while I'm sitting here. Is there anything you can hit? Your queen coming out doesn't scare me that much because I can castle and then things are looking pretty great. Actually, your queen coming up means nothing because I can also just put my knight up and then what's the problem? You hit me with your rook, I go sideways. You still can't castle. If I take here and you press your button, I just go back. As I said, if you put your rook in, I just do this. And then your rook's in trouble. You can force a potential trade, I guess. Putting your queen up here. Which I think I might have to do. take, but you have to take with your knight, which is kind of silly. And then I can push this pawn. Wow, crazy. Now I'm the one going up pawns all of a sudden. This game has just gone wild. Any other queen move that looks scary? Currently not. Knight jumps that look scary? Currently not. I mean, it feels silly, but I wanted to take this b-pawn because I want to get knight c3, and so this is looking great for me, actually. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. Here, and I go back. Thank you for all the pawns. I get my knight out, I get castled. I got e3 still to defend my middle pawn. I don't think this matters. Except maybe for rook c1 check. I guess that's the point. Alright, maybe I made a massive mistake here. Whoops. I can't stop that, can I? How did I not realize that rook c1 check was coming? Oh my goodness. I was very asleep. So now my king's running out. They're taking. They can't castle with their other rook, but my rooks are also just like in the middle of nowhere. What am I doing then? I'm running my pawns up the board. Oh my goodness. Massive mistake. Alternatively, I take. And then it's what? It's a queen. It's a queen and a knight and a rook. So I'm just down a queen, yeah? Terrible. How did I miss this? Oh my goodness. Problematic to say the least. Oh, I can't believe I missed it. This is so rookie mistake. How far back was that? Here. Oh, I could have just castled. No. Oh. Emotional. So here they go in, they come up, they take my rook. If my knight moves, they take the other rook. Oh, this is just disgusting. I can keep them from castling, but what do? I have to push the pawns up as far as I can to get a rook up this way. So I basically sack this in the hope that I can make something happen down the line. This is problematic to say the least. Oh man, disgusting. Okay, there's no value in not taking. I can do this. I'm still trading off my queen for a rook. I'm just changing where I'm doing it. I can do this. That gives me an active knight, but I'm still losing a rook. Oh, disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. And after they castle, obviously, they're doing great. They'll have one rook out with a queen and a knight. Because the queen is out. Oh, it's so bad. This is so bad. Okay. I think I have to keep my queens. I'm gonna sack this rook and cry about it. And then I'm gonna start playing my a-pawn up. With the hope that I can get the rook out this way. Because yes, this is gonna drop, right? But well, maybe I can find a way to protect it with the knight. I mean, it can come here and just like cause problems down the side of the board as well. This pawn is gonna be hanging. Oh, it is just disgusting. The only way I have to make anything happen here is what? Getting this other rook out while their king is still stuck in the center. Although mine is clearly stuck in the center as well. Oh, this is so bad. Other options. I can make this trade in other ways, but that's kind of it. Can I hold this to some degree? I'm only up one pawn right now. So how far back did I miss this? Is it just here? I didn't remember that I can't take. Oh yeah, I wanted to take that pawn, but I couldn't. So I should have just castled first, and they would come out and attack it. I would have to run sideways. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to take queen. Castle. I mean, take, I actually have to play my king up. Because I have to get some activity, but then my rook, then my knight can't go anywhere. This is no good. Here, 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 bring the other rook. What else can I do? I can take with the pawn, but that doesn't help me much. I can take with the knight. I mean, that's a clear outpost at least. But I'm still in immense trouble. Knight, they'll castle. I have to castle because I don't know. Two rooks. Two rooks. I can also trade it here, but I don't know if that really helps much. What a massive mistake. If I keep my queen, then I've got a queen keeping their king from castling, which I can do for how long? They can come out just to like, oh my goodness, so check this. I go here, here, up, they take this once. Now I'm trying to make something happen, right? I can't move this knight yet, so I move the pawn first. They bring their queen out, and this square is a massive problem. I can't keep them from castling and protect the square, so that's completely pointless. Alright, so I guess this would be the best move in this case. Either taking to put their queen somewhere else, which I don't know really matters, or just losing my queen for a rook and a pawn. That pawn is not going to be enough. Alright, we gotta play. Let's go. Alright, well, okay. Let's not pre-move. Let's play the proper moves. Oh my goodness, Adande, I'm giving you silver platter plus point. I was still trying to review the game and then they moved so quickly. So up to here. I mean, I could have taken the B pawn, I didn't like it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like this is the best way for black to go, but I massively missed my obvious problem here. Oh my goodness. And it's not even a very like unique pattern. This is the kind of stuff that can happen if you haven't developed your knight. So maybe in hindsight B pawn was the right one to take. I didn't like the knight jumps being able to like push my queen around, but maybe that didn't matter so much. They go here, I go back, they go here, I go sideways, they can take this pawn, I go up. Take. Oh man, how much I long for that continuation right now. I don't know, I don't even know if this game's gonna last long enough for me to get a little bit of extra tea first. Oh, crushing trouble. Disasters in action. Okay. So just, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, but the clear question now is, can I castle? They have to take my queen. I don't think there's any in-between moves, because now that I've developed my knight, this isn't a problem anymore. So if they, for any reason, decide not to take my queen, I'm actually totally fine. In fact, I'm probably better, because I'd be up 2 pawns. So they are taking, I am taking back with my knight. And then, what, are they just trying to like trade off knights? Take, here, trade off knights, right? Because as soon as they jump the knight out there, they're attacking my knight, they're also attacking my pawn. So I guess they take with their queen, I protect the pawn. Maybe they push here to just cause me more emotional trauma. Up. And my king would be okay here, right? So I'd be able to get like a move in at least. And I still have 2 rooks, so so I'm still screwed, but you know, 2 rooks. Never say never, except when you make massive blunders on move like 7 in the opening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So move 13. Okay, so because I still think this position is not too bad for me. I know that these pawns are advanced and kind of scary, but I don't think it's so clear that, white's crashing. But after that, they kind of are. Okay, so here I have to take my aggressive knight maneuver. Um, if white decided to fall asleep and give me a check, would I take it? No. So it doesn't help at all, even slightly. I have to move the knight immediately after the king moves up, and their rook comes out anyway, so there's no like stopping the rook from coming. It's exactly what I just looked at. Oh, okay. Um, Alright, so my thinking in that line was I take, and they take back with their queen, and then I protect the pawn, and then maybe they push here to like cause me more trouble, so I push up. Oops, sorry. So I push up, and then they, kind of like come and check me, and I can run up sideways. So if I'm here, they can't come in yet, so my king is kind of like keeping stuff slightly safe. Yeah, and also because this pawn is hanging, it's no good, right? Because they can take, and take another pawn, and then I've lost my extra pawn, which is kind of the only small thing I have here. Nothing else really works or does anything magical. We're going to go for a take, we're going to defend the pawn. Now all of a sudden we're playing very fast. Wonder why. Okay, let's see. Yeah, lovely to castle. Okay, so this is not immediately terrible, right? If I can keep control of the right of the file, I can keep the queen from like causing me massive headaches. I actually think that keeping my king somewhere around here might be useful. I can even castle long. They check me, I get out of the way. I mean, the queen can come in here to try and like attack my backwards pawns, but if I have a rook lined up on the c-file, I think I might even want to just play this. Like, I don't know if them stopping me castling is the biggest problem. Because after I get this, I can even stop that way, and they can't line up the rook with the queen easily. They have to fall back for that to happen. I just have to be careful of this situation, obviously. Alright, we want to not open the board. We want to take control of the open file. The one thing we have is that they don't want their queen to be traded off, so they're going to try and keep it on the board so we can push it around a little bit. Castling just feels wrong. I feel like I need my king to be around. Especially because castling gives them the c-file, which just does not feel right. I'm still actually kind of happy with this, and they push and I go here, and then they check me somewhere and I go just up. I mean, at that point I can even just block up the file with my rook actually, but no, because then they can get that. I have to be mobile with the king. Oh, but I can't go here, because then they put me in some potential problems. Oh man, that's crushing stuff. Alright, so let's just, in my ideal situation, we do like this, here, and they check me again. I can't go up. I have to go sideways. They check me again. Maybe I can go, no. Yeah, I can go here. Maybe. Take with a pawn. But they can do a passed pawn situation, dangerous. Castling long? That seems kind of crazy, putting my king there first, but at least it gets behind these pawns. Although I don't know if that's the best place for it to be either. Where do you put your king, guys? And girls? Where do you put your king? I don't like castling. I'm very, very anti-castling here. It feels completely like the wrong move. Attack. If they spend the move to get here, there's no square where they do anything that's super dangerous. I could still castle and it's all good, but I really think taking control of the file is super important. Yeah, and the last thing I want to do is castle and then take the file, because then it's just rook versus queen. I'm just screwed. They're gonna move up their pawns and eventually crack things open in a way that is super bad for me. It's gonna be so hard not to trade rooks. I mean, they're basically gonna force me to. Okay, well, I'm not gonna make it easy for them. At least I hope this move doesn't make it easy for them. I don't think my king has to be super active, but also can't get itself in trouble because that's problematic for us. Alright, my move I was expecting was b6 here, b3, sorry. Now I'm black all of a sudden. I want to be black. Black is winning. I want to be black in this situation. Can someone get me tea? Anyone got my tea yet? Alright, they're going to stop me from castling. They're attacking my backwards pawn. I'm hating this situation because I actually didn't see that coming. Now I can move back and then they can take the file. And then that sucks. I go up, they take, I castle, they take another pawn, I go here. That's no good. Now they come onto the file. I go here. Then they push. Oh, then I can take. The situation is tough. There's no way to like trap the queen. Alright. Okay, look, we've already made our blunder, so let's not spend hours and hours on moves that we can't play. Here, that square goes, unfortunately. I guess with that we also get this. If they take, we take. And then they have to at least defend their backwards, their back rank situation first. I would love you more. If I sing a song well enough, am I going to get copyright striked on YouTube? Definitely there's no big risk of that. Oh wow, I absolutely blew that opening. So badly. Now because they got to trade off the knights, it wasn't even that useful that I retook with the knight. I did develop it at least, but... Probably the engine's gonna say... I wonder if the engine's just gonna say taking... So I knew taking the bishop on b4, which like cleans up black's pawns, is not like a principled move. That is, you know, that's bad karma, trying to make the opponent's pawns look pretty again. But I really like the continuation. Up until I didn't. Up until I didn't like the continuation. And black was very happy to trade everything off, hoping that I would end up taking too many pawns, and I did. I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. Whichever song that is. Tough stuff. Alright. Oh man, black's got so much time. Can I just go get some tea? Let me just go turn on the kettle. I'll be right back. Let me put something over my face. Where's that be right back sign? 1 second. Thanks for tomorrow. Alright, the kettle is on. Ugh. And so is my time, apparently. What did they do? Okay. Yeah, just no back rank. Back rank is literally the only thing I had going for myself there. I mean, I don't wanna trade off rooks, but I mean, what else am I gonna do? I have to take back with my king, then I go in here. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is so bad. So basically I can't let their queen come in anyway, right? So I might eventually have to push up my pawns further to kind of just block all the potential entryways. And I don't really have like a clear image of how I'm gonna take control of this game either. I can't trade rooks. I have to just wait for black. Oh, this is so not good. I can go here and then here. This seems absolutely silly, but that is an option. But I have no idea what the point of that would be. Take, and then they can take my a-pawn because there's no back rank problems. I think I have to just wait. I have to wait for the inevitable. What if I push some of my pawns up now? They just block it off. Yeah, I'm basically waiting for, if the queen comes onto the file, I want to be ready. Problem is I also can't create weaknesses on this diagonal because it's such an easy... This diagonal can't have any weak pawns. Which is basically impossible, unless I go like here first and then do this. I'm creating more and more air behind my king the whole time. That unless I do this straight away, I can't actually do anything, can I? I don't think there's any good moves for me. Adande's got 46 minutes, crashing it. If anyone's wondering why we're still playing, by the way, it's just because I don't know, I don't like resigning just because I'm worse, you know. It's not like it's mate in 3 or something. I completely blundered my queen and had to take a rook. I'm clearly worse, clearly losing, but I haven't actually lost yet, so I prefer playing. I am obviously here to play some chess, so I want to play some chess. I wonder if there's a version of this where black kind of like, you know, doesn't do things quite in time, and I can, you know, I'm just thinking like I just sack some more pawns. So here, they go here. Oh, sorry, they go here, here. Take, maybe they're crazy and they keep on taking, and then I can open up something on the king, but probably not. Probably not to. Even in this position, I didn't want a castle. I didn't think it was the right move. I did not realize that this was such an easy move for them. I'm clearly not playing with my head in the game today. Alright, my f-pawn is weak. They can come around and attack it. I'll defend it with my rook for now, I guess. I'd love their queen to get off my a-pawn. This is keeping my rook for coming out. I don't want to play b2, 3, because it gives them c3, which seems just like a massive disaster. When they come out, they're just going to make me trade, and they're going to take that pawn, they're going to take this pawn. There's no back rank. So they're just enjoying a comfortable, massively winning position. Six minutes to 44. As I did mention earlier, in terms of the camps of preparation, I mean, maybe my opponent had prepared a little bit, but clearly most of my preparation was irrelevant. Playing c5 in the open Catalan is not something that I've seen from them before. Okay, I mean, I get what you're doing. How much do I care? Okay, so my original point was I wanted to have my rook here first. Because, I mean, I can go here, for instance, and then they push. Oh, in that case I can take, though. Which might be nice. Take, they can check. I go back. And they can take again. It's not good. Then I have to defend everything. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, it's just so bad. I can push here. I give them this way in, which is very dangerous, and they also get this square. So if they come in, for instance, I have to do something like this, which is just emotional. Look at what my rooks are doing. And they can come in with their rook. And I have to like shuffle my king around in circles or something. I don't know what I'm doing. If we force a trade, it's no good. If we go back up, I mean, they might just push anyway. Here, in comes their rook. So this push just either way kind of crushes my dreams. So maybe I have to block it just so I don't give them that chance. I mean, they get this square or this square, and between the two, the front square looks slightly less incredibly dangerous. Not being able to cover this square is unbelievably crap. Look at this. Look at the kind of craziness I have to play. Oh, okay. Now they're looking at this, they're looking at this. They are finding just the loveliest moves here. Beautiful stuff. Okay, if I go here, they come in. They're still going to take this pawn, right? So I am actually just falling apart very, very quickly now. If I go here, they go down. Can they checkmate me? If it's the rook that comes down, I can go here. But in comes their queen, and it's mate anyway. If I push up, in with the queen, I only have one move. In comes the other rook. My rook check. Oh, okay, I'm absolutely crushed. There is no good way to speak about this. Okay, I think it's time to resign. They found just some beautiful moves now. Looking at this square and this square, and because I do not have the right pieces, I'm not even looking at any of the squares. I'm just running in circles, getting my ass handed to me. Alright, I think we're gonna have to resign. I want to play on, but I can't keep the queen out. There's too many pawns that have moved, and they're finding absolutely amazing ways for me to move more pawns. Okay, we're gonna call it. GG. Well played. Crushed me. Let's go have a look at the post-game analysis. GG. Crushed me so hard. Want to chat or mic up for a bit? I'm still streaming, so we can chat on stream if you enjoy that. Let's have a look. Let's see, it depends on if they feel like it or not. If they don't feel like it, I'm just going to do my own thing. If they do feel like it, we're going to take a second. Alright, hey yo, hey Fabian. Thanks for coming past. Actually, Jordan was here. Thanks for coming past, Jordan. Flippy is streaming his his round 7 game, Rook 7. I'm still semi-thinking. Terry, I saw your fight with Julian's song on his channel. Oh, no way! Thanks, Terry. I actually didn't know if Julian ever was going to put that video up, so I definitely will have a look. I really appreciate you saying, hey, I'll go have a look at his channel then. I was waiting for it and it never came up. Let's just see what the opponent says. Sorry, it's a bit late here. Okay. Alright, all good. No worries. Thanks again for the timing. Yeah, my opponent and I have a 16-hour difference, so it was a bit tough. Oh, 2v0. Adande just crushed me every single time. Alright, I'm going to catch up a bit in the chat, and then I'm going to look at the game quickly. I don't know if Terry is still around, but actually I think after I kind of like cut off the stream, I think we're gonna go do. I'll just like restart separate, and we're gonna do a little reaction video for Julian Song's game. Because I played. He's a super big French chess YouTuber. I want to go see his game. Love a good team stream. Unfortunately, Metal, my team stream wasn't so good from my side, but it was very grim. What's the thing about Black? Black was doing great. Which channel is that? John was asking about the channel. All right, I'll show you guys in a second. Then let's just run through the school. We'll check out the stream later. Yeah, awesome. I'll send you a link later. All right, let's have a look at the game quickly. We're going to the analysis. I don't think there's anything that's being hidden from us as such. Oh yeah, I was letting people know that I was streaming. Oh, just crashing out of the opening. Yeah, CXB. Everything's still okay. Yeah, okay. Everything was still okay until I took the pawn, and then I was just completely lost. -5 immediately. Alright, I'm not gonna use the engine, but I'm gonna use the opening book. Let's just have a look. Yeah, bishop b5. I've played this before. I've played this exact line, and I really liked it. I don't remember what I followed it up with, but because I play a bogo normally, I might have followed it up with queen e7. Anyway, so I did block and they played c5. Nice line. As we said, they have a5, they have c5. Bishop back, I didn't even consider, but it is an option. They could take, also didn't consider that really. And then I also thought maybe they would have like knight c6 and queen e7. So yeah, these are the moves I really expected they might follow up with, but I didn't really see c5 coming. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we considered taking, which I felt was just absolutely terrible principally. We did consider castling. I considered this once or twice, but I didn't like this very much for some reasons. Queen c1. Just going after the pawn myself. a3. Yeah, I don't know. I looked at a3, but I thought I was going to play a3. Might as well just castle and see if they would take anyway. Alright, so we did take. They did take back. Ah, okay, then you go the other way. Alright. I mean, this is still acceptable. I'm sure the line we played, according to the engine as well, wasn't massively losing. But just going in for the pawn immediately is the way to go. What did I not like about this? Oh, I just really wanted to pick up the other pawn immediately, I guess. In this kind of situation, you know, that would be bad. Castle, take the pawn, then the knight comes out, defend the middle pawn, e5, ooh, e5 is nice. d5, this is spicy. This is real spicy. b5, everyone attacks everything. Trade off, oh wow, okay, I have never prepped this line, this is way beyond my prep, okay. But anyway, we decided to check with the queen, which is still a move in the Masters database. So not a complete lie. Hey Mayur, no way! Mayur, so nice to see you, man. Congratulations on passing the arbiter stuff and things. Every time I read a little bit, I saw some photos from Sheldon as well. He said that you had a really good time overseas. I'm so glad that you got to go and enjoy that, man. That was fantastic. I really hope that it was really great, and it must have been so cool to rub shoulders with some of the big personalities and famous chess players that we see around. Very, very nice. How did you find the channel? Oh wow, yeah, Miura, how did you find us? That's something I'm very, because you're not on the online group, you're not in the community. Is this from the chess.com page? My profile there, maybe. Let me know. Anyway, I just lost a terrible game in our online e-game. I'm just looking at it a little bit. Queen a4, knight c6. So I did think that this was also a move. I was going to take this pawn. And then actually if I was black, I would have played this way maybe. And brought the rook out the other way. Brought the knight out the other way. But okay, let's just see. Opening book. Okay, no one's really played this way. That's just one game. It's not the line I was expecting. Alright, knight c, knight e. And okay, apparently black just castles and it's fine. Bishop d7 is a move. Is that Eric Rosen? No way. Okay, but I was white, so I'm not playing Eric Rosen's line. I'm playing what white played against Eric Rosen. Okay. Randomly on YouTube? Oh, that's fantastic, man. Alright, well, I'm really glad that you found us. So, ta-da, surprise. Turns out I actually stream my online league games, and I don't know if you remember the Gion Open last year um, in Kyoto Gion. You weren't there, right? But I put my review of those games up on the channel as well because it's really fun. That's kind of where this started, because I played Julian Song, who someone mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat, and he kind of just inspired me to get back on YouTube because it's so much fun. I think I enjoyed talking a lot. I was emceeing a bit at a friend's wedding yesterday as well, and I just had an absolutely amazing time doing it. So maybe that's just, some of us really enjoy the sound of our own voices, I guess. Alright, so, yeah, I did take. Okay, and then this 2064 rated player was not an idiot, and they castled. Rook c8 came anyway, queen a5, a5, a3. Okay, interesting. They're breaking things down like this. Okay. Knight d2. Takes that pawn, takes this pawn, defense, queen c3. Everyone's got isolated pawns. Interesting game. Oh wow, okay, yeah. I would be uncomfortable being white in this position, but only because my king's here and their king's there. The rest is obviously very similar. I just feel like my king should be a little bit closer to the middle. Alright, massive red, queen c4, blunder. And there's no good move. Let's see, has this game... Oh, queen c4. Alright, at least I'm in good company. 22 games of the 28 in this position. The black players on lead chess also took the pawn. The white players also took the pawn. And everyone got crushed. Alright, some took the b pawn. Some put the queen back. One other player played like I did, I guess. But we all got absolutely smashed. 2200 player got smashed. 2100, 2300 player got smashed. Okay. I mean, at least I'm in good company within the blunder, I guess. That's tough, though. Oh, man, yeah, okay. I'm going to have to be checking out Song's game after this. Okay, anyway, so I guess that's basically as far as the analysis goes. In terms of my alternatives, so I did play the correct move here against c5, although I was actually supposed to just go take the pawn back the classic way with the knight. I didn't have to insert this check. I was looking at this check the whole time because I really want to get rid of this b pawn to get my knight out, but that was the wrong way to think about it. My biggest mistake was probably that I was trying too hard to win back the pawn instead of just developing knight e5. Very, very normal move. a3 also a move. Not really something I would have considered. Okay. Just really saying I'm going to crush everything on that side of the board. Okay, and still you can't defend this pawn because if it moves, you open up this... Well, actually in this case, if you move the pawn and I go up, don't you have just so many pieces defending here? Yeah, so there would be a different way to do that. I guess the point being that I can just take it though, so that line doesn't even matter. Alright, very, very, very limited analysis, but I blundered on move 12, 13, and there wasn't really much more to it. Thank you everyone who came past. I hope that seeing me getting absolutely smashed in chess is equally fun as when I win a game. And for those of you who just randomly popped up, Mayur, I'm so glad that you randomly found me. Please have a look if you enjoy kind of local streaming. I'm currently in a position where I can't go to a lot of OTB tournaments this year though. I'm expecting my first child in about 2 months. So OTB chess is going to be gone for a while, but I will still be playing a little bit online when the time is available. And Terry, thank you very much for giving me the heads up that Julian Song did post my game with him as well. I'm gonna go look at that now. Right, so thank you very much everyone. If you're on YouTube looking at this later, hopefully somewhere there's a little thing that says, hey, look at this. We try and keep all the team coverage as well as my own games kind of lined up nicely. I also covered some of the rapid games and the rapid battles, so there's a little bit of a variety of content, so please have a look around. And that's it. Thank you very much, and